Hello, I'm James Lull. I'm a professor emeritus at San Jose State University in California. And I have been a visiting professor here at the University of Colima in 1997. So I have a long history with the university. And my interest is in culture and communication. And most recently, I've been working in what we call evolutionary communication. That comes from a lot of studies that I've done on the relationship between audiences, we want to call active audiences, and the media, mainstream media, and social media too. So what this means is I've been studying the evolutionary process of communication without really knowing it until I read Charles Darwin's books about 10 years ago. The two most famous ones, which are The Origin of Species and The Descent of Man. Those two books were very important for me in understanding that, you know, when we think about evolution, not only of human beings, but of all kinds of species, animal species, really what we're looking at is what I like to call, in Spanish, la cadena de la comunicación, or, you know, it's kind of like the chain of communication, which means that through all of our social activities, there is communication. That's what holds us together. Even within our bodies, biologically, there is a communication between our cells and between the different elements of our very bodies. So we have communication as the most basic element of life itself. So evolutionary communication, the idea of that title is to try to draw attention to the role of communication in human evolution, and also for those who study evolution to understand that communication is very important in their theory. So communication theorists need to understand evolutionary theory better. Evolutionary theorists should accommodate communication better within their work. Now, when we talk about communication with respect to human beings and our evolution, we don't want to just talk about it in terms of conflict and the survival of the fittest. That's a very common perception, and it's true that plays a big role, and we communicate in order to organize ourselves, in order to be able to survive by becoming the fittest through our natural selection and our sexual selection processes. But it's also true that as communicators, every human being is a communicator, we are also organizing ourselves in very positive, pro-social ways in order to be able to live together, because the individual lives in groups, and those groups are what guarantee the survival, the better survival for the individual members. So when we think that way, to organize ourselves in ways that are positive for our societies, for our tribes, for our communities, for our families, for whatever groups you want to talk about, that's evolutionary too. So to repeat, we have to think in terms of our competition in a certain way to be able to survive and reproduce, but we also have to think about our ability to communicate for reasons of social organizations, which make things better for everybody and at the same time better for us as individuals. So evolutionary communication can be put within a social scientific framework that is linked to psychological evolution, to social evolution, to cultural evolution, to biological evolution. So the social sciences and the natural sciences are all involved too. This is a new field. My new book, which is called The Language of Life, How Communication Drives Human Evolution, is the way that I have tried to explain exactly how that works across a variety of dimensions. I hope you'll have a chance to look at it, and I thank you for listening to me today.